Hello, ladies and gentlemen on YouTube, and welcome to race number 5 of Season 9 of the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series. I am Levi McIntyre, the voice of the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, here to welcome you to the NAPA Auto Parts 400 at Oswego Speedway, the .625-mile dirt track, as we're getting set for 40 laps of racing, a relatively short race, but this is just an appetizer of what's going to be coming here in the next few weeks when we come back to this track for All-Star Break. That's right, from now on, this track is going to be the home of All-Star Break. What's better than racing on a good old-fashioned dirt track in a free-for-all for bragging rights? So that's the quick announcement regarding that, because I made that plan in advance that we were going to be running this track for All-Star Break here in a couple of weeks. But with that being said, you saw the beginning, the points recap after last week's race at Ontario, and the qualifying, knockout qualifying results. Remember, from now on, whoever's top 30 in points is locked into future races. The drivers on the outside of the top 20, or top 30, are having to qualify their way in like normal, so that's how it's all going to work from now on. But anyways, in the starting lineup, in the last row, we have Jesse Turner, Rafael Leduc. Top 10, however, Dylan Young with yet another pole. This is his second pole of the season, with Chris Dollarton finally making another race, starting in second. Row 2, Melissa Alexander and William Brock. Row 3, Jordan Forbes, Alexander Rowe. Row 4, Jonathan Zorline, Kyle Matthews. And then row 5, Arthur Xavier and Riley Henry. Let's get the command to fire engines for the NAPA Auto Parts 400 at Oswego.
Drivers, start your engines!
And I am looking forward to seeing how this race is going to go, considering the last time we was here, we had a fantastic race with constant battles for the lead, drivers coming from behind to get up to the front. And like I said, despite this being a bigger field, this is just merely an appetizer for what we could see happen in the All-Star race coming up here in a couple of weeks. As all 40 drivers getting ready to come off of turn 4 to complete the pace lap, and we're about ready to go 40 laps of racing here. Boogity, 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 let's go racing. Dylan Young got to lead the first lap of the race, as coming up from behind is Jordan Forbes. Jordan Forbes, who's been starting to gain some momentum as he's moved up to 16th in the point standings, and he's looking to get in the top 10, but the caution has just come out here on lap 2. Let's see what for. Oh, Aaron Macklin with his car stuck on pit road. I think he might have gotten into it with somebody. Aaron Macklin, the Daytona 500 winner, who yet has made every race this season, but really ever since Daytona, he's just been on a bad luck streak. And it looks like that's going to continue, and he's going to more than likely fall out of the top 30 in points. It's a tough break for the Daytona 500 winners, but let's take a look and see what happened to him to bring the caution out for the first time today here at Oswego. Well, here's a look at what happened, and imagine if this took place on a much higher speed racetrack, it would have been even worse than what it ended up being. So this was around mid-pack, around the 15th, 14th spots. Aaron Macklin trying to get in line behind Kyle Matthews, but wasn't quite clear, gets in the Matthews. They turn down into Seth Cole, and then Macklin ends up coming down in front of Henry Sanford. And then watch this. Macklin's going to get turned, and then watch what happens. Hits an opening passenger side first, and the engine immediately explodes and he winds up on his roof. Now, like I said, had this taken place on a much higher speed of a racetrack, say like Atlanta, Daytona, and such, this could have been very, very bad. You could have possibly seen Aaron Macklin go for barrels backwards, possibly. And that would have been insanity, but thankfully it's at a slower, sped-up racetrack, so it's not as bad as it could have been. But still, pretty crazy accident right there involving our Daytona 500 winner. But let's go ahead and take you to the restart here at Oswego. So just as I thought, the one car out of the race is Aaron Macklin, so he will definitely not get points and will more than likely fall out of the top 30 in the standings. So he's going to have to qualify his way in for the race on Wednesday. But with that said, let's take a look and try and look at the field as we are still under caution. Dylan Young has led every lap so far here today. Right behind him in second is Jordan Forbes. Third is Chris Dollerton. Fourth, William Brock. Fifth, Melissa Alexander. Sixth is Jonathan Zorleen. Seventh, Arthur Xavier. Eighth, Jay Jefferson. Ninth, Alexander Rowe. 10th, Carson Gunn. 11th, Michael Norman. 12th, Joey Parkhill. 13th, Riley Henry. 14th, Charles Belding. 15th, Scott Groverston. 16th, Seth Cole. 17th, Henry Sanford. 18th, Kyle Matthews. 19th, Matt McIntyre. 20th is Alyssa Drayson. So that was a look at the top 20 in the field currently as we're getting ready to come across the line for 33 laps to go. Still got pretty much the entire race to run. We're back underway, and already Chris Dollerton thinking about making a move underneath Jordan Forbes for second, but didn't quite get enough speed going into turn one. So he's going to have to wait and buy his time, but meanwhile, battle for fifth. Jonathan Zorleen going to take the spot away from Melissa Alexander, and Melissa being stuck on the outside line might lose a couple more spots. Battle on for the lead as here comes Jordan Forbes to the inside of Dylan Young, side by side between fellow Dodge drivers, but for different teams, Young Motorsports versus Shadow Call Racing. But Forbes is now going to take the position away, so Jordan Forbes to the lead here at Oswego. And both of the top two of Forbes and Young missed one race together. But ever since they've been qualifying their way into every race, they've been on separate roles. Dylan Young with two top 10s out of 3 starts, including a second place run, I believe. And then Jordan Forbes got a top 10 finish last week at Ontario, which moved him into 16th in points. So very interesting seasons going for those two. As meanwhile, here comes William Brock in the 29 to the inside of Forbes. As like I said, with this track, depending on how the drivers race each other, you could see passes for the lead every few laps. And here comes William Brock, who is 20th in points, who actually fell from 6th in the standings, but still got locked into this race. And right now he's looking to try and get a victory here. Or actually, yeah, I think it's because I think he failed to qualify for Ontario last week. I'm not sure, but regardless, William Brock now leading the way here at Oswego. And he had a top 5 finish earlier in the season. I can't remember right off the top of my head where that was. Switching the helicopter camera to kind of watch the action from above as battle on for third. Carson Gum has the spot, but Jay Jefferson wants the spot. As Jefferson's running the inside groove, and Jay Jefferson hasn't had a very good start to the season, despite qualifying for all the races and being locked in this week. Just hasn't really been having a good start, but right now he's having a bright spot to the beginning, running right now in the top 5. Currently in 4th is Jonathan Zorleen in the 5th spot, trying to get up to 4th over Carson Gum. Jonathan Zorleen had to qualify his way in, and luckily he did make it in, and he's looking for his first good finish of the season in hopes of getting into the top 30 in points to lock himself into the race on Wednesday. Back here, 6th place, Chris Dollerton, as Alexander Rowe in the 66 trying to get around the 83, and now he's to the inside of Dollarton, side by side for the 6th position. And Alexander Rowe has been one of the only rookies, along with Daniel Voiles and Mitchell Collins. I think those are the only rookies who have... Oh yeah, and Stephen Kalan are the only ones, and also Aaron Macklin, even though he probably won't make top 30 after this race. But Macklin, Kalan, Rowe, Collins, and Voiles are the only rookies who have made it into every race so far this season. Whereas everybody else has made like 1, 2, 3 starts in the season, maybe 4 if they made it in today. But Alexander Rowe has been doing okay, no great finish yet, but because of how the qualifying thing happened at the beginning of the season, he's managed to hold himself in 8th in the point standings, which is something. But regardless of that, let's get back up to the front and see how things are shaping up. William Brock's still hanging on to the lead as we're coming to the halfway point. 20 laps in, 20 more to go. Like I said, this race is fairly short, typically every single season. But look at this, teammates out of Shadow Coal Racing might go at it for second. Jordan Forbes has the spot, but Jay Jefferson trying to reel in the 39, and in fact, out of the top 5, Jefferson was the fastest that previous lap. Excuse me. Ooh, teammates out of Michael Norman Motorsports might battle it out for 8th. Dollarton and Norman, as they were side by side for a split second there. And then speaking of teammates, Dylan Young in 10th, but in 11th is a fast charging Zachary Fitzwater. Although also look who's coming up through, and that is Charles Belding in the 91, who qualified his way into the race tonight. Having a decent run, trying to get up to 11th, and look at this side-by-side again between Norman and Dollarton. And then up ahead, side-by-side for the 6th spot between Seth Cole and Alexander Rowe, and Seth Cole going to take that spot away. Seth Cole, the defending series champion, trying to look to go 2 in a row for the championship, and hasn't had the best of starts to the season. After finishing 10th in the Daytona 500, he's kind of been slumping a lot in the standings, but still 19th coming in to the race as far as the top 30 is concerned. Right now having a very good run, best run of the season for him so far in the 6th position here at Oswego. And wow, Carson Gum is coming out like a bat out of hell, up to 3rd. And Carson Gum moved up to 17th in the standings after he had a solid run last week at Ontario. And now he's about to go up to 2nd, as, man, he is fast on the racetrack right now. And he's about to go by Forbes, but he's got one more driver in his sight, and that is William Brock, who ever since taking the lead has kind of been keeping pace with everybody as far as like staying up ahead. But just as Carson Gum gets up to 2nd, it looked like Jordan Forbes thought about trying to take the spot back, but ends up letting the 60 go. Let's see who's ran the fastest lap of the race, and it's Zachary Fitzwater at 19.702. Although Carson Gum is on track to try and beat that, as now he's to the inside of William Brock, side by side for the lead between the 60 and the 29. And Carson's got a good run going, and then behind that, side by side for 3rd between teammates Jefferson and Forbes. And they're still side by side in the top 4 right now, though eventually it's going to turn single file in just a moment, and they settled out. Jefferson up to 3rd, Carson to the lead. But they are about to catch lap traffic as Stephen Kalan, currently the last car on the lead lap. Then you got Alyssa Drayson, Henry Durand, and Kyle Matthews, who are in the bottom 5 currently. And 2 of those drivers, Matthews and Drayson, are top 5 in the point standings. 4th and 5th, respectively, for Matthews and Drayson. So this will be big in terms of shaking up the point standings if they were to stay in the bottom 5. But meanwhile, Carson Gum clears William Brock for the lead. And Jordan Forbes has actually slipped back to the 5th position for a moment. Seth Cole looking to maybe reel in the top 5, but I don't think he's going to have enough time to try and make a strive run for the victory, though. That's going to be the big thing. Regardless, Carson Gum trying to hold off William Brock, and Brock trying to make a comeback run as he was running a slightly lower line than the 60. And then lap time-wise was actually a little bit faster than the 60, but now they have caught the 8 of Stephen Kalan to possibly put him a lap down, as meanwhile Jonathan Zorling to the inside of Jay Jefferson to try to get to 3rd. Could Zorling have anything for the top 2, especially now that they've caught lap traffic? I don't know, it's going to be interesting, but William Brock trying to get the lead back, and his teammate Stephen Kalan kind of being used as a pick to keep the 60 at bay while he takes the lead back. And now they're about to catch more lap traffic, which could really hinder things. 5 laps to go, time really starting to run out for these drivers. William Brock has the lead, Jonathan Zorling trying to get up to 2nd and also go around the 8 of Stephen Kalan and then try and catch the 29 of William Brock to get the win. 4 laps to go. And William Brock getting held up by Alyssa Drayson for the moment. Zorling actually went up to the outside. I thought he was going to get passed by Jay Jefferson for a moment. 3 laps to go here at Oswego, and Zorling trying to get around the lap traffic just like Brock is. And there's one more car for William Brock to deal with for the moment, and that's Henry Durand in the 71. But all the other lead lap cars behind are doing a decent job of getting through traffic as well. 2 laps to go. Jonathan Zorling's going to have to really push it if he's going to have a chance at winning, and he is closing in quick. He might have something for the 29, but he's going to have one more lap to make it happen. As they're coming off a turn 4 to take the white flag. White flag is out for William Brock, but does Jonathan Zorling have anything for the 29? I don't know, it's going to be interesting, but I don't think he's going to get him in time. So we're coming into turn 3 and no move is being made. Getting ready to come off a turn 4 for the final time. Checkered flag waving. William Brock wins the NAPA Auto Parts 400 at Oswego. Really good race here at Oswego, and again, just an appetizer of what's to come for the All-Star race itself here in a couple of weeks. But a great performance by that 29 team. Once he got to the lead, it was hard to get around him, and despite a couple of cars giving him a run for the money, he managed to come right back and take back his spot and pick up the W. Congratulations to the 29 team. But let's look at the rest of the results. Jonathan Zorling really tried at the end, but just didn't have enough time. But still, his best finish of the season by a country mile in 2nd. Jay Jefferson, who also gets his best finish by a country mile in 3rd. Same goes for Carson Gum in 4th. And then Jordan Forbes continuing a bit of a momentum streak, finishing in 5th. Seth Cole with his best run of the season and best finish since the Daytona 500 in the 6th spot. Zachary Fitzwater, who despite missing a race is still being very consistent, getting a 7th place run. Alexander Rowe gets his first top 10 finish of the season in 8th. Charles Belding with his first top 10 of the season in 9th. And then Michael Norman, who will probably take the points lead over possibly, finishing in 10th. Okay, maybe not. Daniel Voiles got 14th. But anyways, there's your top 20, your top 30. And then the bottom 5 for this week were Henry Durand, Kyle Matthews, Alyssa Drayson, Stephen Kalan, and Aaron Macklin. So that does it for our coverage here tonight at Oswego. Thank you for watching, as you are about to see the victory burnout for William Brock, as well as the point standings heading into the race on Wednesday. But until then, this is Levi McIntyre, signing off.